Good evening, everybody, and happy 2026 opening day part 2. Sadly, the Skankies won their game last night against the San Francisco Giants, and everybody was hubba-bubbing about the Giants being a good team. They couldn't get out of their own way last night, for God's sakes. It is a happy recap in New York Metland. Let me tell you something. Clark, welcome aboard, my friend. Congrats to the St. Louis Redbirds winning their game today. I guess Ollie Oxenfree ain't so bad. You're telling me I have no sound. That's awful. Why don't I have sound? Give me a second, buddy. Oh, test 1 2 1 2. No, my speaker's working. You don't hear me, Clark? Hey, Tom. Clark, my sound is live. Do you not hear me? Maybe it's your connection, bro. Tom, can you hear me on Facebook? I have sound, Tom, yes? All right, Harold. Hey, Harold. Clark, it's got to be your connection, buddy. Sorry about that. Hi, Harold. How are you, brother? Harold, sorry for your outcome with the Cubbies. Boys spit the bit, man. I don't understand what happened there. But I predicted the New York Mets will have 100 wins. We only have 99 more to go. And let me start off with a little stat for you, because this is the first thing that stood out in my mind today. The contact rate with this lineup. We made the Pittsburgh Pirates. And mind you, we were home, so the Mets didn't bat in the bottom of the ninth. We had the Pittsburgh Pirates throw 192 pitches on their pitching staff. We went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We went through 7 Pittsburgh Pirate pitchers. Now, what that means is that come Saturday and Sunday, when we finish out the series, their bullpen's going to be a little taxed. I mean, Bo Bichette himself had a 13-pitch at bat, fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch after pitch. Roberts did the same thing. It was quite fantastic watching us have quality at bats. And that's, I guess, what David Stearns was preaching about with all these changes. We've got some real good baseball players on our team. Even Carson Benge got a walk today. So not too shabby. Also, his first Major League Baseball home run. I hope that they got that ball back. So that's awesome. Awesome news with the Mets winning 11-7 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. Paul Skenes, shortest outing ever. He couldn't get out of the first inning, even if he was pitching in a wet paper bag, if you know what I mean. I mean, for us to get off the snide and start the season beating Paul Skenes is leaps and bounds above what we were looking at last year offensively. Now, our star pitcher acquisition spit the bit a little bit. He didn't exactly have a stellar game himself, giving up those 2 home runs to Lowe. I suppose if it wasn't for Lowe, he'd have a quality outing, but he got the win. So Freddy Peralta is officially 1-0 as a New York Metropolitan. Happy to see that. And just to put it in a little perspective, the Brewers scored 14 runs. We scored 11. And they made the White Sox throw 186 pitches. So great jobs by them. Clark, let's put you on the big screen, Clark. We got to brag. The Baby Birds are in first place in the NL Central in the game ahead of Harold's Cubbies. Got to brag now because that may be the only time for both. That's funny, Clark. I can't agree with you more. But hey, you guys came back. You guys showed some chutzpah, and you came back and won that game. So good for you guys. The Filthies also won, so we're tied currently with the Filthies in the National League East. The only negative I have, and you know me, I could be Johnny negative, I could be Angie negative. For me, there's no ball game tomorrow because of the whole weather thing, right? So they play the opening day, and then the next day they leave open in the event that we had inclement weather, and the game would be played Friday. So now I got to wait until Saturday to see my second game of the season. Bo Bichette, 0 for 3, 0 for 4. I don't recall which one it was. However, he did have a sac fly. I think it was 0 for 3 with a sac fly. But he was putting the ball either in foul territory or in play. Jorge Polanco just missed a home run. Both Simeon and Robert looked stellar. Baty hit that triple over O'Neill Cruz's head, albeit he misplayed it. However, that was still going to be a sac fly no matter what. Álvarez, Benge and Álvarez go back-to-back home runs late in the game. Benge hitting his first major league home run, like I said, and Francisco Álvarez showing some pop early in the season. So we've got 161 games left on the calendar. I only need 99 more wins to justify my 100-win total, and that'll be that. So as we all know, and maybe you don't know, the Mets hold the all-time record for opening day victories. They stand at including today, they stand at a 42-23 record or a .646 winning percentage. It's uncanny how many games the Mets win on opening day. Carmen, the Red Sox won. Yes, they did. Yes, they did, Carmen. Good for you guys. It was a close game, but they got it done, my friend. Carmen is taking me to a ball game in July at Fenway, and I cannot wait. I'm very excited. Fenway, when we did the tour of it with Danny's baseball team, became my all-time favorite ballpark ever. So to be able to sit in the stands and watch a ball game at Fenway Park is going to be a dream come true and cross it off my bucket list. Clock's on fire tonight. Harold, I've been saying that my birds will only win 50, so 49 to go. That's fantastic, Clark. A little self-deprecating humor never hurt anybody, buddy. So it was good to see that our bullpen didn't blow things up this tonight. Tobias Myers although he did give up a run or two, he still was formidable pitcher, and we had Garcia, who also gave up a couple runs. Actually, Myers didn't give up any runs. It was Tobias. It was Freddy Peralta and Garcia that gave up the runs. So the New York Mets are off to a roaring start. Did I miss Pete Alonso being out there? I have to say I did. And for those keeping track, Pete Alonso went 0 for 3 down in Baltimore. He did have a walk. But that's Pete being Pete. Pete is streaky like that. But I did miss him seeing him on the field. But the good thing is we played really good, smart baseball. On that Baty triple, if you noticed, and I believe it was Soto that was on first, he was on the heels of Lindor, who was on second base. The bases were loaded when Baty hit that triple. And Juan Soto read the play right, busted it out of first base, and was right on the heels of, as a matter of fact, Lindor slid into home, and Soto was so close to him right behind him, almost stepped on him. Didn't really expect Lindor to slide. Harold, what's going on, baby? Harold, 99 more wins to go to fulfill my prophecy. So let's get it done. So it's good to see that our starters went deep enough. Our starter went deep enough to qualify for the win, which he certainly got. Freddy Peralta's career as a New York Mets starts off at 1-0. Hey, Brandon, thanks for showing up. Oh, come on, Brandon. Soto should not be batting leadoff at all. Soto shouldn't even be batting second, Brandon. Soto's your prototypical third hitter. And let me explain. So you only 1, 2, 3 the first time in the first inning, right? Then you don't know, where you're hitting in that inning as the game goes deep. But here's the thing: Soto had what, 43 home runs and 105 RBIs last year, I believe that was, or 38 home runs and 105 RBIs. That means he hit a lot of solo shots, Brandon. A lot of solo shots, and you gotta give Soto the opportunity to hit that 3-run bomb because he's going to do it in the third position. So I don't know. I would like to see Lindor, Benge, Soto, Polanco, and then play with the rest of the lineup. I don't care how you fill out the rest of the lineup, but I don't think Soto's your second place hitter. Hey, Bruce. Bruce wants to know, why do you think the Pirates gave the hook on Skenes so early? Well, thanks for asking, Bruce. The reason that I there are two things I think. The WBC is the devil incarnate because these guys are not in peak condition yet when they're playing meaningful games. Skenes was used in the WBC. We all know that. And he might be experiencing a little dead arm situation right now. Maybe he's a little sore where he couldn't recoup good enough from the WBC, et cetera, as Team America went deep into the playoffs in the WBC. I'm the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm the New York Mets. None of my guys play. None of my guys play in the WBC. It could bring nothing but havoc, injuries, and unpreparedness for the regular season where it counts and matters. So, oh, Brandon, you only busted me. Yeah, third or fourth, but I knew you were mad about him being second. That's great. This WBC nonsense has to go. And let me tell you something. I've said this ad nauseum on Angie's Angles, and I'll say it again until I'm blue in the face. If you play the games after the season, you're not going to have any players. Because don't give me this crap that they're playing for country pride. They're playing because they're getting paid to go to spring training, doing the mundane drills. And instead of hanging with their countrymen, they'd have to be in spring training, hanging out with their team and gelling and becoming a brotherhood, et cetera, and they have a hoot and hollering time in the WBC. But if you put this game at the end of the season, where everybody's eligible to play, they're not going to play for free. There's no chance they're going to play for free, and you'll see the frauds for what they are. And here's Harold's statement. He goes, I agree. We've got Suzuki, our best bat on the IL now. Grr. All right, Harold. Clark, I totally agree. They don't have any business playing in the WBC. Nothing good comes from that. 100% agreed. Now there's talk that they want to do this during the All-Star break. Well, that makes zero sense because you can't play a whole series, 2 weeks of baseball in 3 days. It just doesn't qualify. So what are you supposed to do? What do you do? Maybe you'll play the buy-in games, the play-in games in spring training and have the championship game at the All-Star break. And then what do? You dilute the All-Star game? No, Rob Manfred, you're out of your freaking ass mind. You can't be doing that, Rob Manfred. I can't wait for, 2027? Somebody answer me that he's supposed to be retiring. I'm starting to get the flyers. Angie for commissioner. Angie's Angles for commissioner. If I send it out, will you all sign it? We got to get the platform going. I'll bring baseball back like it ought to be. If you know what I mean. Mark Brooks, my brother from another, is logging on tonight on Angie's Angles. Thank you. Well, Brandon, Paul was pulled too early, in my opinion. The caliber of a pitcher gets a shot to work through it. Well, I mean, would we score 5 runs in that, by the time he was done pitching and got attributed to him, Brandon? You got to also save him, right? So if he goes out his next game and pitches 6, 7, 8 innings of 0 to 1 run ball, his ERA falls back in line to Paul Skenes. So there's that to think about. I think the game was out of hand, even though the final score was 11-7. But watching Paul Skenes, it looked like he was laboring. It looked like he was pushing the ball to the plate and not throwing the ball. Now my eyes are a little bit more seasoned than others, and I'm not saying this group. We all do it. We all subscribe to the fanhood, but to the common baseball fan, you don't see these nuances. And another thing, and I'm not going to beat up the Navy guy that sang the national anthem. He skipped. He botched the national anthem today. But that's par for the course for the Mets. I mean, I'd rather have the national anthem be jumbled a little bit than having one of our pitchers come in and blow a lead that would have cost Freddy Peralta the win. How about the pitch challenge bullshit? There was one today. I proved the umpire right. Leave the freaking game alone. I don't disagree, Clark. This whole ABS is nonsense. Absolute hypocrisy. And I brought this up on a previous Angie's Angles. A major league pitcher said, in all fairness to the umpires, we should do a forgiveness 1-inch zone around the ABS box. 1 inch. It's about that much to my first line. That's about an inch. You expand that, and then you're able to do the ABS challenge. And you'll see that more often than not, the umpires will get the call right. So, oh no, they also botched the national anthem in LA tonight. I mean, what is going on with these people? The song's been around since dirt was invented, for God's sakes. I mean, can't they sing the song? If you need a little help, have a teleprompter in front of you, for God's sakes. That's awful. There's no excuse for botching the national anthem. Zero. I don't understand. Pete O'Shea is house hunting, so he's not with us tonight for our opening show with the 2026 baseball season upon us. Congratulations, Terry. I didn't acknowledge you. Terry Sanchez, thank you for congratulating the Mets on their victory, and same to the Skankies last night. And they did it without Aaron Judge, and it's good to see early in the season that Aaron Judge is in playoff form. If you know what I mean. So I'm excited to have the season start. I was itching. I was sleepless in Seattle last night. My son Danny's going to the ball game on Saturday. 39-degree high, 29 at night. It's a 1:15 game, so he'll have the sun at least, but it's going to be frigid. And now here's another thing. Since Steve Cohen got the approval for the license to bring in the casino, there's no parking. Frank Troiano and Nick Troiano, dedicated Angie's Angles fans, spent 3 hours in the car trying to get inside the parking lot and were unsuccessful. That's awful, New York Mets. Not only is that awful, you're charging $50 a car, for God's sakes. Come on, Cohen, do a better job than that. Holy Hannah, $50 a car. Oh, my God. And that's all due to the new soccer field and the new casino being built. Harold Atkins says the ABS embarrasses the umpires who have trained years and paid their dues to call major league games. Human error is part of the game and makes for great conversation. Amen and hallelujah, Harold. I said that a million times. How many TVs have I broke by throwing the remote control out of it because I didn't like the umpire's call? I'm dealing with the hiccups for some reason. So we're very excited. We're very excited to have Major League Baseball back. We're excited to have the New York Mets season kick off with a victory. The team clicked on all heels. It was a team effort today. Soto looks different. He looks completely different. He looks like he's ready to own this game and own the New York Mets. He looked fantastic. So I'm excited about that. Like I said, the only guy on the team that I was sad to see go was Pete Alonso, and I wish him well. And I still don't understand the reasons behind it. But so far, David Stearns, you got an A+ today. So, any more commentary before I cut into the? My voice is a little verklempt today. I'm dealing with some irritation in my throat. Seeing the doctor next week to see what that's all about. So we'll keep you updated. Quick summary of my cruise. I'm sorry we didn't have Angie's Angles last week. I was deep in the Atlantic on a family cruise for the boy's birthday. I want to wish our miracle twins, Angelo and Danny, a very, very happy, prosperous, healthy 20th birthday. It was past this past Monday. It was March 23rd. They wanted to go on a cruise for their birthday. Thanks to my cousin Charlie for making it happen. He got us a deal and a half and 3/4. So I thank you, Charlie. I had a great time. Sadly, Barbara did not. She was seasick 4 out of the 8 days. The water really affected her. But I had a cigar lounge. I had bars aplenty. I had a nice bar. We had a great time. Fantastic time. Hey, how are you, Few? What's going on, buddy? Sadly, that was not me on TV. I was not at the Met spring training site. I was supposed to go there 3 weeks ago, and the weather was inclement, and it was a 6-hour drive, 3 hours each way, so we bailed. I did go to the Pirate Baltimore Oriole game, hoping to see Pete Alonso, but sadly, he didn't make the trek, and that happens. But I thank you for joining Angie's Angles. All right, it's that time of the night to do the prayer circle. Harold, we're praying for Dawn Squared, your friends Carol, Bob, Doug, and Allison. Scott Tobias, we're praying for your wife, your mom, and your son Anthony. Terry Sanchez, we're praying for your mother-in-law's move that she settled in and your mom's legs. And Terry, we're going to include your skankies in our prayers this night. Antoinette Brooks, we're praying for your brother Mike, still in search of a kidney. Linda Stein, my good friend, we're praying for your dad, your mom, yourself, and life in general. Kevin Elliott, we're praying for your health challenges. Devin Lee down in Maryland, we're praying for you, Lee. Marianne Bello, on the recent loss of her mom, we're praying that your family is starting to pick up the pieces and carry on, knowing that your mom is now with your dad and your brother up in heaven. Larry Levy, we're praying for your wife Frida as her cancer remains in remission. Mr. McGowan, we are wishing you a very happy birthday. Mr. McGowan is up and about doing rehab. After being laid up for 6 months in the bed, he got up out of bed and did the treadmill. God bless you, Mr. McGowan, one of the toughest men I have the pleasure to know. Ralph, we're praying for your health and personal challenges. Pete and Shani down in Florida, good luck on your house hunting. Big John, Cigar Lounge friend at Smoke Therapy, we're praying for your friend Irene. Joe Echevarria, we're praying for your heart issues, my friend. West Coast Dave Prince, you need to make an appearance. We're praying for your blood work. Johnny Barbecue, we're praying as you continue to heal from your sciatica surgery. Johnny W., we're praying for Elizabeth. Johnny V., we're praying for your father-in-law. Mike, we're praying for your dad, Richard. Mark Brooks, we're praying for you to remain vertical and Anaya's uncle. Tom, we're praying for your friend, Pat. Here's a special prayer request for Jason Mertz's son, Colton Mertz, who suffered a freak knee injury right at the beginning of his school ball and travel ball season. He's out for the season, but he's up and about starting his knee rehab after surgery. We're praying for in the True Mets fans that enjoy. We're praying for Dan Redfield's family, his wife. His father-in-law is knocking on heaven's door. His passing is imminent, and we want to wish Don Redfield and his wife prayers that they could manage and help the father-in-law pass on. And we're praying for my honey Barbara. She's facing hernia surgery on Wednesday. I'll be with her. I'll give updates on Facebook. No problem, Clark, and good job with the Redbirds. This could be the start of something wonderful. This has been Angie's Angles coming to you live from Smoke Therapy, 215 Ronkonkoma Avenue. Good night. God bless. I love you.